Good morning. Good morning, boys and girls. And good morning, youngsters and the young at heart. I am Miss Sharon, and this is the Story Train Special Cooking Day Sunday edition from Miss Sharon's Kitchen. And this morning, I'm going to be making some breakfast with you, boys and girls at home. And we're also going to be reading some stories, and we're going to be singing some songs like we always do every day at 9 a.m., 7 days a week. Miss Sharon is here for the Story Train Story Time. So this morning I'd like to say hello to some friends, but let's sing our song first. Let's sing our song, Hello, Hello, and welcome to the show. Hello, hello, there's something you should know. Hello, hello, I'm so glad that you are here. It's so nice to spend some time with you. We're friends forever true. Again, hello. Come on, boys and girls. Hello, and welcome to the show. I said hello, hello. There's something you should know. Hello, hello. I'm so glad that you are here. It's so nice to spend some time with you. We're friends forever true. Give yourself a round of applause, boys and girls. Thank you so much for singing along with me. And welcome to Cooking Time, the Story Time. Story Train, Story Time, Cooking Time on Sunday. And today is a brand new day. And just like every day, the sun came up, the sun is shining outside. I can see it. And you get up every new day. You change out of your pajamas and you just get up, you brush your teeth, and you get ready to start a new day. And the sun comes up, and sometimes it's cloudy outside, but that doesn't mean the sun didn't come up. It just means it's behind clouds. So we love that the sun comes up every day. And every day we sing about the sun coming up. Right, boys and girls? The sun comes up, and there he is there, Mr. Sunny Sun Sun. And we sing the sunshine song. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. That's a high one. When skies are gray, you'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. That's right, boys and girls. The sun comes up every day. And every day it's a new day, and we're excited about that, and we're happy, and we're smiling because it's going to be such a good day, boys and girls. And you're joining me here, so every day I look forward to having you here. We're friends, and I have my cup of tea, and maybe you're sitting there this morning with your mommy or your daddy, and they're having coffee or tea, and you're having what are you having? Maybe some milk. What was that? Oh, some apple juice, or maybe just some water, or maybe not anything right now. But we're going to be doing some cooking. And we need to change the date, though. Oh my goodness, it's a new day. And yesterday was, that's right, boys and girls, it was April 4th. But today is not April 4th. Yesterday was Saturday. It's no longer Saturday, right, boys and girls? And for all of you parents at home, we need to keep up with the date. Even if our routine has been interrupted, we still need to change the date and get up and be happy about that it's a new day. We always have something to look forward to, okay? We're going to just put our worries aside for just even 1 hour a day. And we're going to just smile and change the date. And where's my marker, boys and girls? Where is my marker? Oh, there it is. Sorry, here's my marker. Oh, I have to change the date because we all need to remember that what the date is, because we're all out of our routine. We're not going really back to school right now. Some of us are not even going into our jobs that we usually have. So it's very important to keep track of the date, especially lately. So Yesterday was April 4th. Today is April 5th. That's right. That's what that means. So, there we go. It's April 5th. And that's what that means. Today is a new day. Right, CJ? Today's a new day in Nonnie's Kitchen. That's for my grandchildren who are watching. And today is Sunday. So we mark that because we need to keep on keeping track of these things, even though our routine is different now. So it's Sunday. S-U-N-D-A, what? Wrong way. A-N-Y. What? It's hard because I got to write backwards on this board, boys and girls. There. That one goes that way and that way. Sunday. Oh, I did it right. It's not easy. I keep track of the date, so you don't have to. Because it's easy to lose track of that if your routine is not what it was, and you're used to going to school every day, or your mommy and daddy are used to going to work. So it's April 5th, and it's Sunday, and today we're going to make a special breakfast that the children in my life, I do have several children in my life. I'm a grandmother. I have 6 grandchildren. And we love to cook breakfast together. And we always make some fried potatoes, which I've already peeled for us. We're going to have fried potatoes. We're going to also, oh, there's the story train clock. We'll just put that right over here for now. Oh, how about right there? Okay, the story train clock will be right there. We're going to make fried potatoes. We're going to have a nice fruit bowl with blueberries and oranges and apples in it. We're going to have some toast. We're also going to make what I call as an omelet, and that is with cauliflower, because you need your vegetables every day, boys and girls. And it doesn't have to be at supper time. It could be even at breakfast. You could have some vegetables in the morning. It's good if you have vegetables more than once a day. But maybe you don't like them too much. So you can even have them in the morning if you want to. It doesn't matter. And we have cheese. So first things first, boys and girls, we'll need to cut up the potatoes, right? So here's the potatoes. I've already peeled them and they're ready to be cut. And I'm going to put, this is a pan. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the pan because we're going to fry those up because they're going to be so good. They will be the best fried potatoes ever. There we go, a little bit of that. And we'll put this over here on the stove. That's what mommy and daddy do. Or your grandmother or your grandfather. You don't get to do that part, but you get to help. And maybe you have a little pretend knife that you could use. And we'll chop up these potatoes like that. And we'll make some nice fried potatoes for us. Right? We like that. We'll just put them right in the frying pan. And those would be so delicious for us. We love them. We don't even have to have ketchup unless you want to. But you don't have to. You could just have them with a little, just have them regular. Maybe without anything on them, regular. That's right. Or you could have them with a little salt. Maybe that's all you really want. See, so that's almost all cut up. All these little potato pieces because they're going to be so good. And we cut those one more because we want to make sure we have enough. Because you never know. You might want to have some for later on. So you make a little bit extra. And especially if you're a mommy or a daddy wants to make some for later on, that's a good thing to do. So we cut those up so nice, like that. Oh, and first things first, boys and girls, we'll just backtrack for a second. We need to wash our hands and we need to sing happy birthday to the boys and girls at home. So why don't we do that right now? We'll take a little bit of soap and we'll wash our hands and we'll sing happy birthday 2 times because it might be your special birthday at home, right? And it's always someone's birthday. So this is for you, for your birthday at home. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Again. Happy birthday. And smile when you sing happy birthday because it's someone's birthday, boys and girls. So when you're singing, make it for someone in your life or a friend whose birthday it is. And not everyone gets to have a birthday party right now with all of their friends. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so now I've washed my hands and I'll use some warm water. Right, boys and girls? So you sing happy birthday 2 times. And you rinse off your hands nice and clean. And you do that before you start, of course, working around any food. And you know what? Just keep washing your hands all the time anyway. And then put some lotion on after that. And have a nice towel or a paper towel to dry your hands with. It's like, good morning, Evelyn. Good morning. And what's your little girl's name? Evelyn, I'll say hi. Good morning. So we cut up the potatoes, and we're going to put them in the pan right here, boys and girls. Here we go. My hands are clean, so I'm just going to put these in here, and we're going to cook the potatoes because my grandchildren love them. When Nani makes, and that's me, I'm a Nani. And when I make my fried potatoes, oh, they just love those so much. So there we go. There's our potatoes. They're in the pan. We're going to go over here, and we're going to put them on the stove to cook. So we'll turn them on low, just nice and low, and that's something your mommy and daddy do. You don't do that. Let's see, we'll turn on, oh, wrong one, there we go. There we go, and that will cook like that. And that's right, that's for the fried potatoes, boys and girls. So now, it's time for us, it's our hands, to make, you know what we really should do is make the omelet now, right? So that it will be ready for us when it's, because we're getting so hungry. So what we'll do, I have some cauliflower. Now, I don't know what kind of vegetables you might like, boys and girls, or even if you do, but maybe you can do this with any vegetable you like. It's a good way, Mommy and Daddy, to have your children eat their vegetables. You can make vegetables, so we need a couple of eggs. We're going to, and I'll let the boys and girls at home can do one of these for me. Right? We have eggs. You let your children help you. Let them help you make eggs. And there we go. And we crack the egg like that. And we put it in a bowl because we're going to mix it. 1. Yep, we do. 2. 3. Right, I'm counting. Right, boys and girls? It's good to count for all the time. 4. 4 eggs. Okay, that's enough for 2 people. That's right. Put that right in there, boys and girls. Right? This is going to be the best, most yummy omelet ever. And what do you think about today? About being home today from school? It's a Sunday. You wouldn't usually have school today anyway, boys and girls, right? Today's Sunday. And you would be home with your parents, and maybe they're even, are they up yet? It is 9 o'clock. So maybe you can watch this and then tell them what you would like to have for breakfast. But we'll share some. So then we mix the eggs. See, they get all mixed in like that, boys and girls. We mix those eggs up so nice. Right? And we'll just pretend that you're just right here watching me. Okay? Right here standing at the kitchen sink, watching me make eggs. We're mixing those eggs. Right? Okay. There we go. All right, so that's mixed. That's good. And now we're going to turn down the potatoes because they're cooking. Maybe put a little bit of salt and pepper on those. What do you think, boys and girls? I think. You might not like any seasoning at all, and that's okay. You don't have to, you know. Sometimes the food just tastes good without any salt and pepper. But for those of you who like a little bit of seasoning, because this is for children, right? Maybe just a little bit of salt. And maybe just, not much, just a little pinch of pepper. A pinch of pepper. So those are cooking. We might cover them a little bit, Mommy and Daddy. Not the children. Children don't go near the stove. And so now it's time to make a nice vegetable omelet. We'll put some oil in the pan. Right? There we go. We'll put oil in the pan. We'll turn that on the back burner. Oh, that's not the back one. Whoa! Okay. And now it's on. And then we're going to put in some cauliflower. Okay, and we're going to just make those, heat those up and fry them a little bit. And, let's see. We can use this. We'll just pour some of these in here. Oh, yummy. This is gonna be the best omelet ever. There we go. Okay, that'll be yummy. See? That's how much we use. Potatoes are cooking. Can you hear them? Can you hear that? That's the potato. We'll need to move those around a little bit. If you keep the cover on, because sometimes, oh, like that. There we go. Probably up too high. So, we can turn this down a little bit. Should be a lot lower than that. There. Okay, that's better. Are these on? They are. So now our cauliflower is in the pan here, boys and girls. But you could use any kind of vegetable that you like. You could use, I don't know if you like broccoli. Broccoli's good for you. You could use broccoli. Sometimes I do that. You could also use, I don't know, peas. If you like peas or carrots, you could make anything in the morning for breakfast. Really. Last week we made chocolate chip cookies, but that wasn't for breakfast. We were just baking. And then the week before that, we made blueberry pancakes. Correct? Right? Let's turn these over. These are our potatoes. And they're getting nice and brown, and they're cooking in there. They're going to be fried potatoes because it's for breakfast. Oh, and we love fried potatoes. There, I'm going to cover that up. And this is cooking like that. And so what we could do now is maybe while we're waiting for all of these things to cook, we could sing a song this morning, boys and girls. What I'd like to do is say hello to some children, friends of mine at home who are watching. Actually, I have millions of friends. I say that every day. And you do too. If you watch the show, that means everyone on the show who's watching the show is your friend too. And there's millions. So that means you have millions of friends, boys and girls. Imagine that. So let's see who's on my crystal ball. I see here. Oh, well, look at that. I see Winter. And I see Hazel. Oh, look. And there's Elsie and Hannah and CJ and Otis and Kara and Maya. Whoa. Look at all these names. Look at all those names in there. And I see Hayden and I see Bailey. And who else? Let's see. I see Lucia. Oh, good morning. And I see Alasne and Allison and Logan and all these boys and girls. Isabella, Siciliana. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Who else? I'm just looking. There's Allie. There she is. Oh, good morning, Allie and Cameron and Isabella and Hayden. I see all of these children and everyone, and you come to visit me every morning on Story Train time. And so this morning we are cooking, boys and girls. We're making breakfast. Well, it's going to be such a delicious breakfast. We're just waiting for it to. So we have cauliflower in this pan. Right? This is what I would make my own children when they were younger. They're all grown up now, and I make these things for my grandchildren when they come to visit. So these are just cooking along here. Potatoes are cooking. Oh, yes. Those are going to be so tasty. You'll like those so much. There. Cover that up right there. What we could do now is, how many of you at home have ever made Jell-O, boys and girls? Jell-O is such a fun thing to make. So I think I can teach you how to make Jell-O. You know, we're trying to make the most of what we have at home for cooking, because a lot of us aren't able to go out to the supermarket. So if we have different things, children can kind of get along with with basics and some eggs, you know what I mean? Some vegetables, a little fruit. Right, children? That's what you like. Not too much complicated cooking for children. So it might be a little bit more difficult for the grown-ups, but not for the children. So then you need a measuring cup, boys and girls, and you need a bowl. Okay, and a measuring cup, we'll put that in after we get the hot water. Measuring cup with 1 cup of water. And we're going to heat up the cup of water in the microwave so it's nice and warm. There we go. And we'll put it on there. So it's nice, because you have to put in hot water, which you have to have your mommy and daddy do for you. You have to put in hot water for Jell-O and then cold water right afterward. That's how you make Jell-O. And you mix it with a spoon. So let's get a spoon out. You mix it with a spoon. Cauliflower is heating up. It was already cooked. Put a little bit more of that in, just so that it doesn't dry out on the pan and stick to the pan. That's no fun there. All right. All of these are going to be tasty. They'll be all cooked up so nice. Potatoes are almost done. Oh, we're going to have the best breakfast together, boys and girls. Here we go. And you can sing. If you want to, when you're cooking, you can sing while you're waiting for your food to cook. I sing that song when you're smiling. I've been singing it a lot. I sing it on the show every day now. When you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, when you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you bring on the rain. So stop your crying, be happy again, and keep on smiling. 'Cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. That's right, boys and girls. We smile. We want to just have a good day, and the best way to try to have a good day is to smile. Because then your mind will think it's such a nice day. Even if things aren't every day the way that you thought they were going to be. That's the microwave. That means the hot water is done. The hot water is done getting heated up. And that's for your parents to do, boys and girls. So now for Jell-O, we'll pour 1 cup of hot water in a bowl. See? Oh, that's so hot. Maybe you wouldn't need it that hot. But, okay, that's nice and hot. Nice and steamy. That's something your parents do. You do not do that. And then we'll put in some Jell-O. Right? Because Jell-O makes a nice dessert with a little whipped cream, which we have, which I actually made myself. There. And then you mix up this for now. There we go. Then you mix up the Jell-O. But you can't help yet because the water's too hot. But when we put in some cold water, you can help. So the hot water dissolves all of the Jell-O. And we're just mixing it, boys and girls. And all of your parents at home who have never made Jell-O before. Jell-O is a fun dessert for the kids. Right? They like that. They like Jell-O. Well, not everyone, but a lot of the kids like Jell-O. Because not everybody likes everything. All right. So that's dissolved. So now we take 1 cup of cold water. The whole world smiles with you. Oh, not cold yet. It's almost cold. See, I'm still singing that song. That's not very cold. We need cold water. That's right. Here we go. We have 1 cup of nice cold water. And we pour that in for the Jell-O. There we go. And now that's going to be so delicious. Right? So and then you just mix it a little bit, and then you put it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, right? Oh, these are almost ready. I made some yesterday so that it would be ready for today. So we'll take this and we'll put this one in the refrigerator. we will be putting that in the refrigerator. And then what I have here is the Jell-O. Oh, look at it. It's like a surprise. We have Jell-O all made for us for dessert. There we go. So our Jell-O is ready. That's how you make Jell-O. Isn't that interesting? And then you have your potatoes right here, boys and girls. And those are almost ready too. Oh, this will be a nice breakfast for everybody. And then you have your cauliflower, and that's just about ready to put the eggs in. Oh, look at those nice cauliflowers. Okay, here we go. And now, boys and girls, you just have some eggs in here that are all mixed up. All mixed. And you're going to pour that, but we'll need a little bit of oil to make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. Here we go. A little bit more of that. Mix that up. And then, time for the eggs. We'll pour this right. Can you see that? Ready? Here we go. We're going to pour it. Well, your mommy and daddy's going to do this for you, not you. But this is what they'll... You can teach this to them. You can tell them how Miss Sharon did it. There we go. We put that in the sink. Maybe put a little water on it. And then we also will be putting some cheese on this in a minute. But first we let it cook a little bit. And maybe if you like a little bit of seasoning, boys and girls, but you don't have to, you can put some nice salt and pepper on. Your parents can do that for you. Some nice salt, right? And pepper. A little bit of pinch of that and a pinch of that. That's it. And that's how you do that. So then you cover this up for now. Like that. And then it'll be a surprise. Because the eggs will cook. Right? The eggs will cook. The potatoes are just about done. This is going to be the best breakfast. We're going to make some toast. Why don't we do the toast right now? Let's do that. There we go. Right. So we have the toaster. I'm sure you know what this is, boys and girls. This is a toaster. So you put the bread in here. And we press that down, and it's going to cook the bread. Make it nice and tasty. And then we'll put some butter on it. And that will be our toast. And then our breakfast will be just about done and ready for us to eat. Let's check our omelet. Oh, look at that. That's going to be so yummy. And then we could be getting our fruit bowl ready, right? While the toast is in the toaster, we have an apple, boys and girls, and we're going to peel the skin off the apple. That's what your mommy and daddy will do for you. We'll just peel the skin so that we can just have it without any skin on it, because that isn't always fun to eat skin off the apple. So we'll just have it without any skin. Sometimes it's okay if you're old enough. If you're not old enough, then you need to have the apple peeled, all the skin peeled off. Here we go. And then we're going to cut a couple of slices of this. There. For our fruit dessert. We'll have dessert. We'll have some fruit. And we'll cut this up to little slices for us. One. Because apples are good like that. And little slices like that. And then some little slices like that. Oh, and that's it. Okay, good. There we go. And then we have some orange slices. We're going to cut these up as well. We have oranges. I'm going to cut those into pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can count. Counting is good. 1, 2, 3. And that's how we learn how to do our counting. And then another slice. Because we want to make sure we have enough, right? Oh, the omelet is cooking. I can smell it. Can you smell that omelet? It's cooking. Okay, there's our oranges. A little bit more. And one more of those. Okay. And then we have the potatoes are done. The toast is almost done. This is just about done, right? Whoa, that's going to be so... It's not done yet, though, but it's almost time to put on the cheese. We're going to put cheese on this, right? There we go. Go like that. There we go. It's got to cook a little bit longer. And then we'll put the cheese on top. And it'll be ready for everybody to have some. There. Yeah. So let's get our little dishes ready for our fruit bowl. Here we have little dishes. The toast popped up. Did you hear that? See? We have toast. So let's get a toast plate. Plate for the toast. One for me, one for you, and one for me. There we go. And we have a little bit of butter that we can put on the toast. There. There. And we can cut up the toast so that it'll be easier for you. We'll cut that up so it's in little slices for you. There we have toast. A little bit of butter on the other side, on the other piece. There we have that. And we can cut this up like this. Ready? We'll cut it in like that, into squares. Like that. Right, boys and girls? And then you can cut this one too. Well, your mommy and daddy can cut this for you. There we go. Now, all that toast is ready. So we have some nice toast. There. We're ready to do our fruit bowls. We're ready to put the cheese on the omelet. Oh, wow, look at that. Yummy. And we have right here, boys and girls, some mozzarella cheese and also some Swiss cheese. Not Swiss, cheddar. I mean, if you like Swiss cheese, you can put it on here, but that's okay. There we go. And we'll put cheese on the top of this, right? Oh, that's so yummy. There. Here we go. Don't be stingy with the cheese. Cheese is tasty. There we go. And we'll cover that up again so the cheese will melt. There we go. That is done there. And now we're going to make our fruit bowl. We even have some blueberries too. We have blueberries. And so these are our oranges and apples. Just not too much. I know that you don't want to have too much at once, so just some like that. And some blueberries. How's that? See, boys and girls, you have blueberries, you have some apples, and some oranges. Okay, now that's a nice breakfast fruit mix for you. And then some for Miss Sharon. She'll have some too, just a little bit. And then some blueberries too. And we'll put that back over there. Okay. And now we have our toast, we have our fruit bowl. We have our omelet, which is right here. Oh, that is going to be so tasty. We have the toast. The Jell-O is for dessert. Now all we need is a plate for the two of us. So what I think you should have maybe is this plate. That would be good for you. This is your plate. So your plate, you want one piece of toast. There's your toast. We'll put your fruit right here. Right? There's your fruit. There's your toast. Now we have some potatoes. Oh, I shut that off. I hear it crackling. Maybe you'd like a couple? Yeah, you can try it. Okay, there we go. A couple of potatoes for you. And then, I hope you like this, boys and girls. It's a little bit of vegetable for you this morning. It has cauliflower, egg, and cheese in it. I think you'll like it. Just try it. Just try it. That's all. Oh, you're going to love it. I think. So I'll give you a little piece just because you're going to try it. There we go. Okay. Now, so that one is for you. So let me show you what you have here, boys and girls. So when your mommy and daddy are making you breakfast, this is a good, nutritious breakfast for you. This is where's the toast? There's some toast with butter. And then we have some fried potatoes, right? We have a nice cauliflower, cheese, and egg kind of omelet. And we have some fruit, some blueberries, oranges, and apples. And that would be a good breakfast for you. And you've made enough so that if you get hungry in a little while, you can eat this later on too. You don't have to have it right now. So I think I'm going to taste this delicious omelet right now. Let's see. Let me have a little bowl just to see how... I think it probably came out okay. Usually my grandchildren like it. So let's see. We'll have a little bit like that. See that? I made that like that. And here's a fork. And it has cauliflower and cheese. And it's probably too hot. So once you've eaten all that, so I'm going to give that a minute to cool off, boys and girls. There we go. But once you've had all of that and you're full, which might take a little while, it's nice to have a little dessert. And Jell-O is such a fun dessert to have. So Jell-O, right, boys and girls? And you can have that in your refrigerator all the time. Your parents can make it for you, and you can help them. So we have Jell-O that I made yesterday. That I put in the refrigerator. And here's some Jell-O for you. Just a little bit like that. Hey, maybe you don't like red Jell-O. Maybe you like orange Jell-O or green Jell-O. There's different colors of Jell-O, right? You can have that. And then we'll put a little bit of whipped cream on the side. Just on the side. There. Why don't we have that? We'll put that right there. We'll have some whipped cream. That's frozen still, but that's okay. That's okay. Now we have some Jell-O for dessert, which is so tasty. Let's have a little taste of Jell-O. Right, kids? Here we go. Jell-O's so good. We love Jell-O. There we go. All right. So that's our breakfast for this morning, boys and girls. I think that okay, so we can probably just set this aside for now. We can put the rest of the potatoes in this pan, and we'll save it for later. That'll take a couple of days for Miss Sharon to eat that. Okay, so that's for later. Good. All set. We'll put this right here. And what we can do right now, and we'll save your food for you, it'll be for me for later on. What we could do now is sing some songs. Why don't we do that, boys and girls? A little bit. How about we do that? Let's clean up that, though. I don't like this right here. Okay, we just want to keep everything neat because it's tough because we're all home every day. Good morning, Kim. Oh, there's little Kim. How are you? So we're all home every day, and we just want to keep things neat as best we can because it's easy for things to get away from us. Sometimes it's, we leave our toys around and we down and our things, and it's because we're in the house a lot. So we want to try to just keep up with things if we can, boys and girls. So I have a couple of books that I have to read today for you. And we'll be reading right here in Sharon's kitchen. Here we go. So we could read about my day. We could also read Pepito's Story. This is I love this book, Pepito's Story. We could read that. Eugene Fern, he's the author of this book. Let's see. We'll read this. And that's the name of it, Pepito's Story, but it is backwards here on the on FaceTime. All right. Let me take off the cover, I think. If I can. I don't know if I can. Yes, I can. Okay. Here we go. All right. I'll get over this side. Podinga was, there we go. Can you see that? Let's see. I'm just trying to get it so that you can see it. Podinga was a small fishing town right by the sea. It was a wonderful, wonderful place to live, especially for children, because there were so many things to do. There was the sea to swim and fish in, the long sandy beaches, see? To dig in, mountains to climb, trees to swing from, and even woods to hide in. So most of the children of Podinga spent their time swimming, fishing, and playing games, all except one little boy named Pepito. He was different. There was only one thing he really liked to do, and that was to dance. He liked to dance. When he was dancing, Pepito felt as if he could be anything at all. He could be a king, or a clown, a lion, or a mouse, or a pirate with gold rings in his ears. He could be a seagull in flight or a blade of grass,
or the wind itself when it blows on the sea. There was nothing he couldn't be. When he was dancing, was it any wonder he loved to dance? I bet that you boys and girls have some things that you enjoy doing, right? Good morning. And everybody's different. We all like different things. Some of us like salt and pepper on our food. Some of us don't like any salt and pepper on our food. Oh, we couldn't even, just would never have any seasonings on our food. Right, children? Not everyone likes that. And some of us like to play baseball. And some of us like to dance. And some of us like to, what else? Just build things. Boys and girls, not just girls and not just boys. Everybody likes their own different things. And so Pepito liked to dance. That was his favorite thing. But in spite of dancing, Pepito was not happy. The reason was simple. No one would dance with him, and so he was quite lonely. He made a rather funny sight dancing all by himself, and the children often laughed at him. This made him feel even worse, and sometimes it was easier just to run away and hide in the woods. Or on a lonely part of the beach. I know it seems kind of sad, but it does have a happy ending. It's about being different, right? And about if you know someone who does things different from you, that doesn't mean that they're, they could be your friend, right? And we're always going to be nice to everybody. Always, boys and girls, always be nice to each other. Because everyone's your friend. Even people you haven't met yet could be your friend. You never know. Right? There was one person who understood Pepito, and that was his grandmother. She was very old and as wise as she was old. When Pepito felt particularly unhappy about being so different from the others, and being laughed at, she would take him in her arms and repeat this little rhyme. If every child were like every other, you wouldn't know who was your sister or brother. And if every flower looked just the same, flower would have to be each flower's name. Pepito didn't know exactly what this meant, but somehow it always made him feel better. Geez, it's nice to have a grandmother. If your grandmother is still in your life, nice to have a nanny. So, this is the mayor's house up on the hill. High on a hill in Podingo, there lived a very rich man named Don Esquadrille and his only daughter, Estrelita. Besides being a very rich man, Don Esquadrille had just been made Lord Mayor of Podingo, and he was very pleased with himself. He thought nothing too good for himself or for Estrelita, whom he loved with all his heart. So they lived up on the hill, all by themselves, without any friends. Now, Don Esquadrille, I'll read this way. Don Esquadrille was a proud man, and as much as he loved his daughter, he decided that it would not do for her to play with the children who lived by the sea and spent their time swimming and fishing and climbing on the rocks. She was the Lord Mayor's daughter, and much too grand for such companions. And since there was no one good enough to play with her, she played with no one at all. Oh. Poor little Estrelita. She had all the toys that a girl could ever want and desire, but not a soul to share them with. Sometimes she would sit and stand and look out her window at the sea, remembering the good time she had playing with the other children before her father had become Lord Mayor of Podingo. Day after day went by until Estrelita became quite ill and had to be put to bed. Don Esquadrille called in all sorts of doctors, but none of them could tell what the matter was. So all their remedies failed. The poor child grew thinner and weaker by the day. At last her father asked if there was anything at all he could do to make her feel better. Estrelita replied, "Yes, Father. I would like to see my friends, the children who live by the sea." Without further ado, let's see, where is he? There he is. Okay, without further ado, Don Esquadrille set off for the town square. He gathered all the children together and told them of Estrelita's wish. He asked them to come to his house and urged each child to bring some gift to cheer her up. Perhaps if she had a real friend, he said to himself, she would try to get well. The children scurried off. The children scurried off in all directions in search of a present for Estrelita. They loved her, and each child hoped that his gift would be the one to make her smile. Only Pepito stood there uncertainly, wondering what to do. See, he's crying now. I wonder why. Pepito and his grandmother were very poor, and the boy could think of nothing he could give Estrelita. As he trudged sadly home, Pepito remembered that he had a special reason for loving Estrelita. Of all the children in Pedingo, she alone had never made fun of his dancing. If only he could think of some way to help her. He thought, and when he could think no more, he started to cry. When his grandmother had heard what was the matter, she said, "No doll or toy will make Estrelita well. What she needs is something very special, something only you can give her." And taking him in her arms, she repeated the little rhyme. If every child were like every other, we wouldn't know who was a sister or brother. And if every flower looked just the same, flower would have to be each flower's name. This time Pepito nodded, for all at once he had an idea. What would his idea be, boys and girls? Drying his eyes and standing up tall. Where are we? Here we are. Pepito marched up the hill that led to the home of Don Esquerdil. He knocked firmly on the big front door, and soon he was standing in a hall filled with the children, all holding in their arms the gifts they had brought for Estrelita. One by one, the children tiptoed into Estrelita's bedroom and presented their gifts. Estrelita thanked them all very nicely, and they tiptoed quietly out. Don Esquerdil watched her face hopefully, but it was as sad and as pale as ever. Just then, in walked Pepito. Alone as usual. His hands were empty, but he was smiling. He looked at Estrelita, quite lost in the big bed, her little face almost the color of the pillow. His dark eyes glowed with feeling, but he said nothing. Instead, he started, to dance. He started to dance, because that's what he could give her, something that came from his heart. Pepito danced as he had never danced before. Into his dancing, he poured everything in his heart, the loneliness of the little girl living on the hill, his own loneliness among the other children, his sorrow that she was sick, and his hope that she would soon be well and able to play with her friends again. And look what happened, boys and girls. Look who sat up in bed. As he danced, a strange thing happened. Estrelita began... Where is he? There he is, there. Estrelita began to smile, at first only with her eyes, but soon it was with her whole face. All of a sudden she laughed, clapped her hands, and sat up in bed. That made her happy, boys and girls. She was so happy. Oh, and look at who else was started to dance. Oh, look at them. They're all happy. A moment later, she was throwing back the covers and jumped to the floor. No sooner was she on her feet than she began to dance with Pepito. Don Esquerdil rubbed his eyes, but when he saw that it was really true that his beloved daughter was well again, he was so overjoyed that he joined hands with the two children and began to dance himself. Isn't that so nice? Never had the house on the hill been filled with such joy. The Lord Mayor was happy once more because Estrelita was well, and also because he had learned something, that no amount of presents can take the place of real friendship. From that night on, Estrelita could play with anyone she liked. And she was never lonely or sick again. She spent long days by the sea with her many friends, but most of all with her special friend, Pepito. As for Pepito, well... Hi, Tiffy. Good morning. As for Pepito, well, he was happiest of all, for he had learned that his dancing could bring people joy. He knew that each one of us has something all his own to give to the world, and at last he understood what his grandmother's little rhyme meant. If every child were like every other, you wouldn't know who was your sister or brother. And if every flower looked just the same, flower would have to be each flower's name. And he thought to himself, how dull that would be. I'm glad I'm a dancer. I'm glad I'm me. And that's the end. That's Pepito. And Pepito, I mean, he liked to do things that some of the other children thought was funny. They didn't really like what he was doing. He liked to dance. And sometimes everybody has their own special thing that they like to do. And so it's nice not to make fun of anyone who enjoys doing what they do, as long as it's something nice that they do. So boys and girls, we enjoyed cooking today, correct? We shared some time together. Let's sing, how about if we sing a few songs, right? Let's sing Old MacDonald, because it is about the vowel sounds. And we always want to do those every day. The vowel sounds A, E, I, O, and U. Even if you don't know what they are, parents, it's important to be teaching children that things, or not teaching them, sorry, just telling them about things that they will be learning at another point in their lives. It's good for them to hear things, and to see the letters, even if they don't know what they are yet, because they will. And they'll remember what you're saying to them. So we'll sing Old MacDonald. Old MacDonald had a farm, A-E-I-O-U. And on his farm he had a cat, A-E-I-O-U. With an a here and an a there. Here an a, there an a, everywhere an a. Old MacDonald had a farm, A-E-I-O-U. And on his farm he had a hen, A-E-I-O-U. With an a here and an a there. Here an a, there an a, everywhere an a. Old MacDonald had a farm, A-E-I-O-U. And on his farm he had a pig, A-E-I-O-U. With an I here and an I there. Here an I, there an I, everywhere an I. Old MacDonald had a farm, A-E-I-O-U. And on, two more. And on his farm he had a dog, A-E-I-O-U. With an ah here and an ah there. Here an ah, there an ah, everywhere an ah. Old MacDonald had a farm, A-E-I-O-U. One more. And on his farm he had a duck, A-E-I-O-U. With an ah here and an ah there. Here an ah, there an ah, everywhere an ah. Old MacDonald had a farm, A-E-I-O-U. And that, boys and girls, you can sing that every day with your parents. That's a good song to learn the vowels. So I hope that you're going to read today. It's just about time for us to wrap up today's episode of The Story Train. And I'll be working on a menu for next Sunday's Cooking Time show. And we'll have Cooking Day Sunday next Sunday. So I think that we can sing our song now. Friends will always be forever, you and me, learning and sharing with friends. We're friends, I like you 'cause you're you. You like me, yes you do. Laughing and sharing with friends.
we're friends. For now we'll say adieu. But smile, don't be blue. We're always together. My heart is there with you. That's right, boys and girls. Let's sing it one more time because we're learning the song. Repetition is so good, parents. Repetition, you repeat things over and over. I know they say, why? But why? And why? And you have to tell them over and over again, but that's how they are processing information. So the repetition is good. Friends will always be, forever you and me, learning and sharing with friends, with friends. I like you 'cause you're you. That's right. You like me, yes you do. Laughing and sharing with friends, with friends. For now we'll say adieu. That just means till next time, boys and girls. But smile, don't be blue. We're always together. My heart is there with you. That's right, boys and girls. And all of you know that I'm there with you always, and you're here with me every day at 9 o'clock. Those of you who come on and join me or listen to the show later on, have a great day, everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday, and try and get outside and get some fresh air. Take a nice walk with your parents. Take the dog for a walk. That's what I'm going to do. And go out and just get some sunshine and smile. Enjoy your day, everyone. Everyone enjoy the day.